Hello and welcome. Hi, welcome back, everyone. If you're watching in Zoom, please click the blue join button and come in and join us. Hello to everybody who's joining on Facebook and watching as well on YouTube. So, welcome back. Thanks for connecting, and it is so great to see so many people on this first day of our World Teachers' Day conference for 2025. So happy World Teachers' Day or week, we've decided to make it. I'm Jo Gore, maybe you know me. I'm the Teaching English website manager, and it's fantastic to be here with so many of you. I'm based in Barcelona, in Catalonia, in Spain. So please say hello, let us know where you're all joining us from. And we're just about to start our next session, which is on using AI to boost confidence. And I'm here with Manwu, who also gets called Rosia. Hi, Rosia, welcome.
Hi.
Thank you for being with us. It's great to have you here. How are you today?
Well, I'm feeling really happy and excited.
So are we. We're really interested and excited to hear what you've got to say. So before I hand over to you, I'm just going to tell our audience a little bit about you. So Manwu Rosia is a Beijing-based English teacher and teacher educator, working with educational institutions right across China. She speaks regularly at major workshops about AI and innovative teaching, including at the British Council 90th Anniversary Conference last year. As chief editor of the Master Teacher's Perspective series, with 12 published books, she has trained thousands of teachers in integrating technology and language teaching. So we're delighted to have you here. Welcome. I'm here if you need me, Rosia, but I'm going to turn off my camera and you can start when you're ready.
Sure. Thank you, Joe. And I'm very happy. Now I'm going to share my slide. Can you see the slide in full? Oh,
It looks like it's
now,
coming.
Joe?
Yes, now
Yes.
that's perfect.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Happy World Teachers' Day. My name is Manwu. You can also call me Rosia. It's such a big honor to be here today. And I have been an English teacher trainer in Beijing for over 10 years. I thought I was pretty good at my job, but then came AI. Wow, which was so um, challenging and rewarding at the same time. So today, I want to share my story of how I went from being an AI novice to an AI proficient user. I will summarize the 7 pillars of AI-powered ELT creation. And the best part is that I will share 5 real cases with you to show how we can integrate AI using different tools. So, first, I'd like to share my personal story with you of how I learned AI from the very first beginning. It's a story about technology, yes, but it's also a story about rediscovering confidence and courage. Every story of uncertainty has a clumsy beginning. I didn't know much about AI. The idea of large language models and prompts seemed so intimidating. I felt so nervous and insecure. There was a colleague of mine, Kangsheng Zuo, who is a programmer. He kindly answered many silly questions from me. He showed me how I could talk to AI, ask it questions, and examine the answers with caution. It was my first glimpse into this new world, and a spark of curiosity began to grow. So there came the chance for a real change. In October 2024, I received an invitation to give a talk at the British Council. And the topic was about using AI. So it was an honor, but also a huge pressure. My little spark of curiosity had to become a fire. To prepare myself, I delved into the world of AI use cases. I read many articles of China's leading AI KOL, Kazix, and I joined a WeChat group called KA21. I asked countless questions, and I was sometimes very embarrassed by how little I knew. But joining that study group was the best thing that ever happened to me last year. The group welcomed me with patience. They not only answered my questions, but also encouraged me to try any possible tool. So during this time, I realized perhaps the real essence of using AI is simply to use it. Through their answers, I had my aha moment. I started to realize that AI could be connected directly with teaching. Suddenly, it wasn't just about technology. It was about helping students and teachers and improving education. AI was just a tool with superpowers. So, armed with a folder full of exciting experiments of AI use cases in the classroom, I delivered my talk at the British Council. I was nervous at first, but then, as I spoke, confidence replaced fear. The talk was a great success, and I felt I had crossed an important threshold. My growing influence led to another opportunity. I was invited to appear on Dedao, one of China's top knowledge sharing platforms. So this gave me a new identity as a contributor, not just a learner. Now my journey continues right here with all of you. From that moment of fear to this international stage, I am here to share not just what I have learned, but how it may feel empowered. Okay, so let's move from my story to the real classroom. I want to show you the practical magic I discovered using AI. I call these my 7 pillars of AI-powered ELT creation. These are visualizing abstraction, the auditory classroom, text-to-image contextualization, dynamic video narratives, language through rhythm, customizing soundtrack, and professional website synthesis. Now, this is the how-to part of the journey. Forget about abstract theory. These are about real tools, real classroom problems, and real solutions that you can try tomorrow. Let's start from a very classic thing called grammar. You see, we teachers, we all will need to teach grammar like modal verbs, can, could, may, might, must, etc. These are very abstract grammar concepts, and it usually takes us a long time to explain in detail to the students the use cases and blah, blah, blah. However, how about this? This is a grammar poster that I drew using loveart.ai. So you can see it's my modal verb part 1. I drew some little people. For example, here, she can swim very well, or you can go now. It can be very cold in winter to express ability, permission, or possibility. It is the same with could and may. And these are the words that go with might, must, and could. Okay, these are the grammar posters. And how about these ones? Aren't they also visually appealing? I like it. I personally like them very much. By using the grammar posters, our students will now have 2 ways to remember: the semantic meaning of the grammar concept and the visual memory of the image. So just as you can see we can ask the students to close their eyes and remember what is left in their brain. What is the visual image of it? So as they can remember the image, they can try to speak the sentence with can, could, or may, and then they can explain the different uses of the grammar concepts. So let's now go very quickly to see how I can use loveart.ai to design. This is the interface of loveart.ai. I will show you the progress and then I will break it down one by one. Don't worry. So this is where we paste our grammar rules here in this box. And then we choose a style to make the poster. As we have chosen the style, it is become there will be the posters popping out. Here are the posters that Loveart designed. And let me give you a hint. Can you guess how I chose my final version? It's not really about how appealing it is on the first surface. It's about choosing the one with the least mistakes. Because AI could always make mistakes. We know that is called illusion, the AI illusion. But if we have some little trick, we can make the mistakes fewer and fewer. Let's see it. So this is the one that I have chosen from the 4 grammar posters. And we can see here, there was, here, it might snow tomorrow. There is a blank. Do you know why? Actually, in the original picture, there was another word, but I just concealed it by pasting a white text box to cover it up so you don't see it. See? So this is how we use AI. We not only use AI, but we also use some traditional methods so we can make it quicker without having to combat with AI. Okay, so this is how I wrote the prompt. Let me break that down. This is the prompt. Create a poster content about modal verbs for junior high school English. Create it in a hand-drawn note style as requested. So you can see this is the requirement, what I want AI to do. And then this is the style. And here is where I describe my image. I told AI that I want a bright and encouraging hand-drawn notebook page. On the left, there is a stick figure confidently swimming with I can swim in a speech bubble. So that was the first poster you see. Okay, so this is, how we describe our scene. And then here comes the core, the text. I wrote these texts and then I tell the AI that I want can, usage, expresses, ability, permission, or possibility. And then the examples. Those are the examples that you have seen just now. Okay, here, this is the interface of loveart.ai. Here is where you can talk to AI. So I told the AI to create a poster and it says, let me think about it. I'll help you create a poster about modal verbs in a hand-drawn style for junior high school English students. Let me design this educational poster that covers all the modal verbs you have mentioned in an engaging way. And then it gives me some styles for me to choose, like these ones. For example, sticky note chalkboard layout or open notebook spread, and this one, comic strip grammar guide. That was the poster you saw just now. And let me show you another example. If I chose the notebook spread, it looks like this. It just looks like notebooks, doesn't it? Okay, so you see, this is how I made the posters in an engaging way. I have just catered to visual learners and strengthened the memory for everyone. That's pillar one, visualizing abstraction. Okay, next pillar, the auditory classroom. I'll recommend you to use Listen Hub to make podcasts. Here is a simple text from the British Council website. You want your students to study this, and then what can you do? Of course, you can just ask them to read. But let's see what I did. Okay, let me show you. So choose your voices, paste the, and then you generate your podcast. This is how they introduce the first paragraph.
But the way it's sometimes described sounds less like a hobby, more like a real-life superpower. It's this idea of a transformative journey that unlocks a whole new world.
It absolutely is. I mean, thinking of it as a superpower isn't an exaggeration. It's not just about memorizing vocabulary or grammar rules. It's about fundamentally rewiring how you connect with the world. You're forging genuine connections and understanding that there are completely different ways of seeing things.
Right. And you touched on the career aspect. In a practical sense, what specific edge does being multilingual give someone in today's global time? I feel like that's where the superpower really pays the.
Okay, so that was how I used Love Art. Can you, maybe you didn't really listen to it because when I was testing, the host told me they could not hear it really clearly, but it's just an example. If you use Listen Hub, you can just use it like this. Let me break that down. Here, so here is the interface of Listen Hub. You paste the text here, and then you just choose the language to English because it also has a Chinese version. And then you choose dual. That means you have two people to talk in the podcast. And then you click on create. That's all. As simple as that. That is how I actually created podcast just in like 4 minutes. So you don't have to find someone to talk to you and you do the recording, you answer questions. That's no need at all because Listen Hub will do it for you. And in minutes, you have an MP3 file of the whole text. So what can you do with this? I think there are many ways to use this. For example, you can use the MP file as a listening comprehension exercise, or you can use it as a dictation or gap filling exercise. Students can listen and read at the same time to improve comprehension and fluency. And they can also listen on the bus ride home. So this will create longer learning hours. And I will just show you just a little bit of the text. Let's see.
Thinking of it as a superpower isn't an exaggeration.
See, this is what Listen Hub said. It absolutely is. Thinking of it as a superpower isn't an exaggeration. And this is the original text. This is what Listen Hub says. And then as you can listen and read at the same time, you create an amazing parallel audio visual comprehension, really comprehensive comprehension of the text. I know it's a bit challenging at first, but if you let the students listen to it 3 or 4 times, it will be really different. And it's just a very engaging learning experience. Okay, so this is how we build an auditory classroom. Now, the third pillar, dynamic video. Let's just try to get really creative. This is a friend of mine who is a wonderful teacher called Zhu Wei Liu. This is a picture of her using Dreamina in her classroom. So you see, here, Zhu Wei is trying to use Dreamina to generate a picture. And you can see this is already black, right? But look closely. Did you see? All of the black dots have become a beautiful green lotus leaves. Do you know what they are doing? Actually, let me tell you the whole story. So Zhu Weiliu was teaching her students about ancient Chinese poetry. The students had a task, translate a beautiful classic poem into English. In Chinese, it's really beautiful, but for the students, especially they are junior middle school students, their vocabulary is really limited. It's a bit challenging for them to translate the word one by one. So Zhu Wei did something different. She motivated students. She told them that if they can translate it, she will draw it immediately into a picture. That is how the students were marveled at the AI generated pictures that appeared instantly from their translations, right there in the classroom. So this is also what Zhu Weiliu did on the spot. As the students were translating the beautiful Chinese poem, they could see the endless lotus leaves spreading out just right there on the screen. Think about the excitement of students in the classroom. That was how Zhu Weiliu brought to life with AI in real time, together with the students in the classroom in Zhangjiagang. Okay, so let me share with you how to do the pictures, how to turn the pictures into videos. Let's just do it one by one. So here is the prompt that I wrote. In Zhu Wei's case, she asked the students to translate the poem, and the sentence is, endless green lotus leaves reach in the sky. Extraordinary red lotus flowers glowing in the sun. Okay, so that was students' translation. Usually, in a traditional teaching classroom, it's the end. When maybe the teacher just write it down, or the students just wrote them on a notebook. But Zhu Wei just make it into a very beautiful picture. So I said to Dreamina, depict this in a watercolor style, and then I want the color palette to be light green and silver white. The scene should be set in backlighting, and I want a masterful professional level layout. These two words are really, really helpful, trust me. If you use these two words, the layout, the format of the picture is usually very beautiful. Okay, so that was the prompt, the student's translation, and then my requirements. Just paste all of them into Dreamina. And here, and click this. And here are all the endless lotus leaves and flowers just spreading out on our screen. So if you're using Dreamina for the first time, you may wonder, where are your pictures? No worries. Let's just look on the left side of the screen. Here are assets. Because the first time I used Dreamina, I didn't know where to find the pictures either. So I was trying to find them, and then I discovered assets. You just click assets, and these are the beautiful pictures that I have drawn using Dreamina. Okay. So here I have another example of Dreamina making the text into videos. Let's see. This is a video of a teacher called Yating Wang. She's from Shenyang, and the whole video is generated by her. Let's see. And can you guess what kind of animal I'm going to talk about? No, not. Yeah, many of you made many guesses. No. Yes, right. Yeah, I saw Albert and Banana. Right. So I saw many of you made a right guess. Yes, they are sharks because people kill them for their fins and they are kind of endangered. Yes. Okay. So you see, this is what Yating Wang used before her reading lesson. And then the students were very engaged, just like you were. Okay, so let me show you how I can turn the text into videos to spark students' curiosity and build suspense. Here is how I did with Dreamina. Just watch closely. It's only a small clip. Okay, so everyone, see, this is how I used Dreamina to create a video. It's called text to video technology. Okay, so let me break that down. Actually, it's also very simple. You click on AI video, and then you just describe what you want the video to talk about in the box, and then you click on, it will generate video. For example, here I said in the ocean, there is a mysterious letter unfolds itself surrounded by bubbles. Okay. All right. So that was how I used the Gemini to make video. If you want to make longer videos, you can just paste the small clips of videos and editing them in some kind of other softwares. All right, now let's come to pillar 4, Tuni.ai. Actually, it's quite a new agent. It's a musical agent that transforms text into songs. I know I suppose none of us is a composer or music, songwriter, right? That's perhaps one of the reasons we don't use songs in our classrooms that often. But with Tuni.ai, we can easily transform our text into songs. Follow me. Here, this is a text from a Chinese textbook. So it's about people enjoy their holidays in different ways. Some will travel to faraway places. Others will stay comfortable at home when they're tired or not feeling well. And then it is the case of solitude, right? And then many people with friends and family, they will have a meal or play sport. There are lots of ways to relax and have fun. So this is a text from a textbook. So here, that's what I used with Tuni. Let's see. First, you paste the text, then you write your requirements, and Tuni says, I will start cooking. Then you see the canvas of Tuni, and Tuni will make the video, and then you can choose a style. When you choose the style, you will see it's actually writing the song in the style you want it to do. Okay, So here, Tuni actually had a song. But I have to tell you, because of some restrictions from YouTube, I cannot play any music or I cannot even sing by myself. So let's just imagine there is a song for you to enjoy. So here, Tuni is making the music, and then you can see the verse. So this is verse 1. Packed our bags with restless hearts, 3 friends chasing distant shores. So this is verse 1. But if you're not satisfied with the verse, you can also edit it like this. Here, you just click and then you can edit your lyric. So this is how I edit it. People spend their holidays in different ways. Some will travel to see beautiful sights in strange and faraway places they stay. Amazing scenery makes their worries take flight. This is verse 1. And let's wait until verse 2 come out. Yeah, this is verse 2. Others choose to stay comfortable at home when they're tired or not feeling so well. They do nothing but relax in their zone, sleep and watch TV under comfort spell. And then they have a pre-chorus. Many gather with friends and family, share a meal or play some sport. There are lots of ways to be free, relaxation of every sort. Okay, but the most important part of a holiday is to rest your mind and body today. Then you go back to your regular life, ready to see what comes next, free from strife. Okay, so this is how Tuni made a whole song. Even though I cannot sing it or play it for you, you can imagine there is a song. And it's actually a very beautiful song, by the way. So let's compare the rewritten lyrics to match the original text. You can see the core meaning is the same. It's only that it has become more rhythmical and it rhymes with each other. For example, different ways they stay, beautiful sights, worries take flight, or at home in their zone, so well under comfort spell. You can see they didn't really change the meaning so much, but it has become more musical, right? And I can clearly sense that students will feel the language of the rewritten lyrics are more beautiful. I suppose as a human, we all love beautiful things, beautiful songs, beautiful words, beautiful rhythms, right? So this is how Tuni can make our classroom more interesting and more beautiful. Okay, so let's break the process down. Here is the interface of Tuni, as you have just seen in the video, and let's see it closely. This is how I paste the text here, and then I told Tuni to say, this is a text from a textbook. Help me to use the text to make a song, including verse, pre-chorus, chorus, and use ukulele, piano, and shakers to describe a feeling of relaxation. So when I say shakers, they really have shakers, and I can see the rustling sound. It's so interesting. Okay, so Tuni responded, loving the whole vibe of unwinding and finding your own kind of chill. Okay, and then what's amazed me is that actually it gave me 3 choices. Like the first one, Carefree Getaway. That was the song you heard. So it's like the three people, they were getting out to see beautiful sights, etc. But it also give me two other choices like home comforts. That will be the warm piano focus. Remember the second chorus? Others like to stay comfortable at home in their comfort zone. And the third one, togetherness, family and friends. So the verse will tell sharing holidays with loved ones. So you see, the three paragraphs, they made them into three whole different songs. So that is what really fascinates me because for me, I'm not a songwriter. I cannot really compose it, but the idea of making the whole text into three different songs with different melodies and rhythms really fascinates me. Okay, here are the musical prompt that Tuni writes by itself. I didn't write it. I'm not really very familiar with musical writing, It was Tuni that made the musical prompt by itself. So it says, I am now working on crafting a relaxed and uplifting lyric that captures the joy of travel and discovery, inspired by the textbook passage about holiday experiences. And then it just depicts what it wants to write from the text I gave it. And then these are the lyrics. Remember the first, like pack our bag, raise our restless hearts. And then it even, lift the whole written a little. Every step is a story waiting, every street's a song unsung. In the spaces between heartbeats, that's where wanderlust is young. So that is really what I really like about Tuni. And then we can see after it creates the music, it will give me some choices like this. You just click on and then you will see it is playing the music. And let me tell you, I didn't really show you, but if you really like it, you can just make it an MV, a musical video. So, after that, you can not only let the students hear the sounds, but they can also see the video, and then it's like making their own MV. That's really, really interesting. Okay, so just now we have been talking about posters, like pictures, videos, songs, and podcasts. And now let's try to just wrap it up. And in a very comprehensive way, that's what I'm going to talk about, websites. Okay, so this is the fifth pillar that I want to share with you, Flowith.io. We can use Flowith to create personalized websites, but don't take me wrong, Flowith can do anything. It's just that I used it to create a website of my own. Here, did you remember the little girl? Yes, actually, it is a self-image of mine. My friends gave me a nickname called Female General because they thought my character was like that. So I really love this single motive of becoming a strong and self-reliant woman. And then, so I really there was a spark one day, and then I thought maybe I could create website of general from being a little girl to a very courageous warrior. So let's see what Floyd did for me. This may take longer, but I'm sure it will worth the time. So this is chapter 1, Little Soldier in the Snow. You can just read it. This is chapter 2, Little Horse Rider. And little 3, Desert Traveler. There's a 4 T mountain thinker. And the last chapter, mountaintop winner. Just click on and then let's see.
Chapter 4, T-Mountain Thinker, Test Questions. Part 1, Multiple Choice. 1. Who didn't go to learn from on T-Mountain? A. An old soldier. B. A wise master named Lin. C. The king. D. A famous artist. 2. What did Master Lin teach Anne to do? A. How to fight with a long spear. B. How to grow tea. C. How to be quiet and think. D. How to read old books. 3. What did Anne learn from watching the tea leaves? A. The best time to pick tea. B. That patience and waiting are important. C. How to make delicious tea. D. The history of the mountain.
So you see, this is what Flois did with me, and we can see it is a comprehensive website because we not only have the reading passage, the pictures, as well as the exercises, right? So this is prompt that Xu Qinluo told me, and I know you're watching the live broadcasting, and thank you for providing me with the prompt. So this is the overall design scheme for the Brave Girl General. So I told Floyd to design a sophisticated grand website. And then I told it should draw inspirations, and then it has a mood of vitality, things like this, blah, blah, blah. And then these are my real requirements. I told Floyd that the website's name is called The Brave Girl General. And then we have the full inclusion of the novel content, import all the 5 exciting chapters. And you can see there the little soldier in the snow, little horse rider, blah, blah, blah. But as we are teachers, we don't really want our students just to read and do anything, right? We're teachers. So I especially design this part, chapter-specific exercises, develop a set of exercises for each chapter, designed to test the listening, speaking, reading, and writing skills of students around the 3rd grade level. So here is the interface of Floyd. This is what I have uploaded. This is my image. And then I told it to design this website for me. And then Floyd started working. I turned on the agent mode. And then here it has the 5 little chapters, 5 little pictures to match with the text. And then it's designing the test questions in multiple choice, fill in the blanks, as well as what you have just heard. You can hear there is the audio for people to hear. And then, you know, as it is writing a whole website, it's actually doing, it's actually coding, you know. I know nothing about coding, trust me, but don't worry. There will be a sandbox preview. Just click on launch preview and that's it. If you're not satisfied, just ask Floyd to do it again, do it again, do it again. Yeah, so I remembered when I was designing this website, I told Floyd, you're wrong, you didn't design it right for at least 7 rounds. So you need to have patience with AI. So after negotiating with Floyd for several times, I created the whole website where students could read a book chapter by chapter and then do the exercises related to each other. So we have seen the use cases of 7 pillars. We have seen the tools, exciting, and I can see from your enthusiastic posts that you loved it. But I want to take a step back and talk about why. Why do we use these tools in our classrooms? So let let me summarize it very shortly, is that it's a transformation of our classroom from single text to multisensory experience. The real significance is that it's a shift. For decades, so much of our teaching has been centered around one mode, the written word. They just have to read it, and that's all. But now, with the posters, we can have the visual mode with the pictures, with the videos, and then with the auditory mode, we can have Listen Hub and Tuni to create songs and podcasts. And with some other students who love to, interact, we create this interactive website to cater to their needs. Yes. So the significance of all this is that it creates verbal plus non-verbal processing experience for the students. We use visuals to enhance both semantic and visual memory. We use videos to create dynamic context for embodied simulation. We use audio to create parallel processing, engaging the ears as well as the eyes. We use music to link language encoding with melody encoding. And we create interactive websites that adapt to kinesthetic learning styles. But most importantly, this is not about technology for technology's sake. The true innovation here is how these tools help us to achieve our goals, to build context, to spark curiosity, to reinforce concepts, and to inspire creativity. I suppose you all love these tools as I do, so I have given you the takeaway website. You can just take a snapshot, and you see the you love the tools, right? But let me speak for us, the human teachers. The AI doesn't have the ideas. We do. The AI doesn't know your students. We do. The AI doesn't have the passion. We do. We must believe in us. We have to use that. We use AI, but we don't, totally depend on it. The AI is a paintbrush. We are the artists. It's a musical instrument. We are the composers. So remember, these are only the use cases for the students in China. Perhaps for you, your students have a special, preference for things, etc. It's okay. You know your students better than I do. So it is you who are going to build the magic of ELT creation. Okay, so that was like almost the end of my talk. I want to end my talk by asking you two questions. Looking at these 5 cases, which of these would you like to use? And thinking about your own students, what ideas do you want to bring to life? I actually saw some of your posts from the board, and I can answer. All of the websites have free trial version. You can just use it and decide if you want to, register it and pay for it. But they always have some, free uses credits, things like this.
Rosia, thank you so much. That was so interesting and inspiring. And actually, that was going to be my first question because I could see that people were asking on Facebook, are all of these tools free? So,
Yeah,
so
that is
thank you.
why I chose to answer the question in the
Yeah,
first place.
you read our minds. Thank
Evidently.
you so much. It's so interesting to see exactly the prompts you put in, what input you're putting in, and thank you for taking the time to go through the steps. It's really interesting. And I imagine your students are really motivated. How do they respond?
Uh, ac- um, Actually, I have been an English teacher trainer, so I don't really have the students, but I train teachers. So as they see my examples, they all loved it. And then, as I said, in the case of Zhu Wei Liu, the students marveled because their oral translation has immediately become a beautiful video.
Absolutely. That's the reaction that we're getting here. That's the vibe here in the chat. So thank you so much. You can stop sharing your slides now and we'll take some questions. There's some really interesting
Yes.
questions. And I can see people are saying that they want to try these tools. They're interested in all of them. So we'll share if people say what it is that they're planning to do. So all of these are available for free. And we had a question from Nord on YouTube saying, what would be the best like gateway AI for beginners? Where would you start with something that's easy to use for people that are not experienced with AI?
Actually, for me personally, I would try to encourage you to use text to pictures because for a video, for example, remember the video featuring shark? That video took Yating Wang a whole day to make. Yes. So what I want to say is that if you just write a prompt of a beautiful translation from your mother tongue to English, and then you can say, here is the translation, and let's see what we can appear on the screen, just like Zhu Wei Liu did. And I'm sure that both you and your students will love it. That's why I chose Zhu Wei Liu's case.
Yeah, yeah, it's really nice to see that example. And does that sometimes help people to realize they haven't expressed it quite right? So it's the image is maybe not how they imagine because the prompt isn't precise. I'm not sure if Rosia, are you still there? I think we've lost connection for a moment. I hope she can join us again because that's been so interesting. Please share in the chat what you're thinking about this session. If you've seen examples of activities, what are you most interested and excited to try? So people are asking if there is a list of the tools and apps. Yes, we'll send you, if you're in Zoom after the sessions, after the last session of today, we'll send an email with all the useful links. So don't worry. And don't forget, you can always watch the recording of the session again. So if there's anything you missed, you can find the information there. So people are saying this session is so motivating. It was amazing, practical activities. What's your favourite? Is anyone thinking they're going to try something they've seen from today? I think everyone just loves all of it and we want to explore love art. People are saying, yeah, Tuny, 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 that was the best session, love art. It's so nice to get such practical tips, isn't it? It was really, really interesting to see that. Well, we've got maybe 1 minute. I'm going to give it 1 minute more to see if Rosia comes back. It's actually really lucky because she said she was having connection problems. So I'm so glad that we managed to see all of her fantastic presentation. And don't forget, you can watch the recording to remind yourself of any details. But we'll be sharing all the links. I can see our moderators are sharing things for you in the chat. If you're in Zoom, attendance certificates will come later in an email. If you're in YouTube and Facebook, we'll share the links now. People are saying, love art AI, that they tried it, okay, and was difficult to use, yeah, and flow with someone's recommending. Okay, this is really nice to see people connecting and sharing your experience. So I'm sure I don't have any classes anymore. I wish I did because I could go in and I would love to try this with, I always used to teach teenagers in particular, and I think they would find this all really, really motivating. Okay, it's not looking good for seeing Rose yet. Let's show you what the next session is coming up. So in a moment, we'll have a quick 15-minute break. And we've got one more session coming up today. If one of our moderators could share that slide, thank you. Wonderful. So our last session starts at 1:15. It's digital storytelling and multimedia projects. So we're inspired with digital technology today and how to integrate it to improve the learning experience. Oh, she's here to say goodbye. I just heard. Okay, I'm going to wait one moment. Let's have Rosia back. Come in, Rosia. I can see you've just reconnected. Can you join us just to say goodbye? I'm not sure if she can. No. Okay. Well, it's been absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much to Sangeeta and Melissa, our moderators here, also to Wayam, and I think we've got Lou on technical support on social media in Facebook and YouTube. So thank you everyone for coming. See you again in 15 minutes. And yeah, we'll be starting again at 1:15.